I need your help. I need a miracle. But that should be easy, right? Because don't miracles happen every day? And I just need one, maybe two. But it's to help canonize who would be Indiana's second saint. Because there are 3 requirements for sainthood. First, you have to have lived a life of heroic virtue. Second, you have to have 2 miracles attributed to you. And third, you got to be dead. Sorry, there are no living saints. Except maybe my Aunt Pam. Submitted for your saintly consideration, Sister Xaveria Schroeder. Born Josefina Schroeder in Germany in 1844, she came to the United States, Cincinnati, Ohio to be exact, at the age of 21, all by herself. Now, imagine that journey. She crossed an ocean in the 1860s and came to a foreign country that was just emerging from a civil war. She was incredibly brave. At age 23, she heard the calling and she became Sister Xaveria. Just days after taking her vows, she hopped on a horse-drawn wagon with 3 nuns and a priest and headed to Ferdinand, Indiana. Now that's 163 miles through the southern Indiana wilderness with 3 nuns and a priest on a horse-drawn wagon. That alone says heroic virtue, right? But the church has sent them to Ferdinand to replace the French nuns that were there, because Ferdinand, Indiana was a German settlement, so it only made sense to have German-speaking nuns in their mission. And upon their arrival, Sister Xaveria was immediately assigned to teach in the Ferdinand schools, where she taught for 32 years. Now, jump ahead a little over 100 years to the summer of 2007. My sister had just graduated from Ball State University with her education degree, and she had accepted a teaching position in Florida. So being the big brother, I helped her move down there. And when we got to Florida, we paid a visit to my Aunt Pam. Speaking of saints, my Aunt Pam is the sweetest lady you will ever meet. She's also the keeper of the family history. So during our visit, Aunt Pam hauled out the family archives, spread them all over the floor for us to look at, and something caught my eye. There's a black and white photograph of a nun. So I picked it up and I said, Aunt Pam, who's this? And Aunt Pam said, oh, there was a nun in the family. She lived in Ferdinand, Indiana, or something. Jump ahead another 10 years to the summer of 2017. I was submitting my songs for entry into the Ferdinand Folk Festival. I want to say it was my 3rd attempt, my previous 2 being unsuccessful. And I thought, maybe I should look something up about Ferdinand, find some inspiration, catch some local flavor. And I stumbled upon the Ferdinand Historical Society website. And there, listed as the 7th distinguished citizen recognized by their society, Sister Xaveria Schroeder. And I thought, well, that's neat. We have the same last name. Same last name. Same last name. And that's when the memory came flooding back, sitting on my Aunt Pam's floor 10 years prior, holding a black and white photograph of a nun. So I did a little more research. Sister Xaveria was present during the construction of the monastery in Ferdinand, and it's still there. It's a beautiful monastery. They call it the Castle on the Hill. Outside the monastery, there is a walking labyrinth for personal meditation. There's a brewery on site for personal inebriation. And there's also a gift shop where they sell cookies that the nuns bake. It's very sweet. I've had the cookies, and I recommend, I recommend the beer. But I called up my Aunt Pam and I said, Aunt Pam, what was the name of the nun in the family? And Aunt Pam dove into the archives, and on the back of that same black and white photograph was written, Sister Xaveria Schroeder. I got into the Ferdinand Folk Festival that year. I don't know if that counts as a miracle or not. But the day of the festival, I got into town a little early because I had to pay my respects and meet, for the first time, the sister I never knew I had. Sister Xaveria is buried in the monastery, in the cemetery. Her iron cross is in the front row. When I found it, I took my rosary out of my pocket, laid it across her marker, And I played her the song she helped write. I'm dreaming of you, Sister Xaveria, meine Geschwister, mi familia. In the sight of angels, I'll sing praise to you, Sister Xaveria. I'm dreaming of you. A Deutschlandrin born in 1844, stateside of Buckeye, 1865. A Hoosier sojourn at age 23. To Ferdinand you'd come, how brave you must be. I'm dreaming of you, Sister Xaveria, meine Geschwister, mi familia. In the sight of angels, I'll sing praise to you, Sister Xaveria. I'm dreaming of you. A watering can and rosary occupy your hands. I sing my songs as we walk along in the garden you tend. Round and round we go in the labyrinth in time. No questioning devotion in yours, in mine. I'm dreaming of you, Sister Xaveria, meine Geschwister, mi familia. In the sight of angels, I'll sing praise to you, Sister Xaveria. I'm dreaming of you. I dream I will be known beyond the pews, beyond the walls of a castle on a hill. I dream I will be known beyond the question, is it me or God's will? I dream of your love, of your legacy. Sister Xaveria smiles and says, keep dreaming. And hands me a cookie. I'm dreaming of you, Sister Xaveria, meine Geschwister, mi familia. In the sight of angels, I'll sing praise to you, Sister Xaveria. I'm dreaming of you.